Good evening to one and all present here. I, Abhinaya Raju, take immense pleasure in welcoming you all on behalf of the Pegasus Forum of the PG Department of Social Work, Shift 2. Before we begin, I would like to give all of you a reminder, just in case your mind is playing tricks on you today. You matter. You are important. You are loved. And your presence on this earth makes a difference whether you see it or not. Mental health problems do not define who you are. They are something you experience. You walk in the rain and you feel the rain. But most importantly, you are not the rain. On that note, let us begin the event with the college song. A few months ago, I wrote a poem. The poem is titled Ocean and I. I remember watching the waves and feeling at peace. It resonates with me. The waves form slowly and steadily, taking its pace, growing bigger each second. My confidence builds the same way. I collect bits and pieces of motivation and inspiration from within, as well as people around, and work towards being a more evolved person. Only when I think I'm doing fine, the waves hit the rocks. All the efforts of trying to feel okay goes in vain. But hold on, isn't that the very nature of the ocean? Sometimes calm and sometimes chaotic. You've got to let yourself drown in the tsunamis sometimes. Only then can you be as calm as the seashore, spreading love and peace to the people around you. But an ocean littered with plastic poisons everyone that touches it. And we are just the same. Take care of yourself first. Everything else will fall into place because you are the entire ocean. Don't let people lessen you to trash. On that note, I welcome Miss. Okay. On that note, I welcome Mr. Jason Bose to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on mental health in an unequal world, commemorating the World Mental Health Day 2021. At the outset, I would like to welcome our resource person, Mrs. Sheba Williams, who is here with us today from TTK Hospital to deliver this webinar. As we all know, the World Health Organization says that more than 1 billion people are affected in this world because of mental health issues. And the major problem in terms of addressing mental health issues lies in terms of the gap that exists in terms of availability of trained professionals, the gap that exists in terms of trained caretakers. And in terms of policies, we see that less than 2% of the annual budget is being used for mental health projects and programs across the world by governments. These are the scenarios that we are living in. And today we know, because of the pandemic, what is a kind of a mental health situation that all of us have been through, be it the adults, be it children, be it college students, or the elderly. And even more is worse wherein medical services were affected for people who were suffering with mental illnesses. So somehow we have been able to move on and moving into the normal. As we are moving into the normal, I think this becomes very, very important for us today to reflect on, especially in terms of the inequalities that exist and also the unequal world that is there, and what is the kind of justice that all of us get, especially in terms of the mental health that or the services that we all have access to. That is one thing. But thinking about all these things, I think the best part of it is always possible. It is always possible. There is scope for us to train people. There is scope for us to create more awareness among communities, so that they don't try to stigmatize people with mental illnesses. They don't discriminate such people. We can also train caregivers, and we can also advocate and lobby with the government in order to allocate more resources, okay, in terms of providing better healthcare, mental health care services, so that all this will add up to improving the quality of life of people. So on this note, I would like to welcome everyone for this webinar, and I hope you will have a fruitful deliberations today. And thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Ms. Divyashree, student second year MSW Shift 2, to welcome the resource person.
Ms. Sheba Williams has done Master of Social Work in Medical and Psychiatry. She has 22 years of experience at TTK working with individuals, expertise in school awareness programs. She facilitates group therapy sessions for clients and family members, conducts support person programs for extended family members or friends to generate additional support for clients in treatment, conducts prevention programs for school and college students, and also she was being a field placement coordinator for social work and psychology students based in TTK Hospital. Now I welcome Ms. Sheba Williams to address the gathering.
Thank you so much for this welcome address. Before I start, I would like to add one more information. I'm a student of Madras School of Social Work. I'm really happy and proud to say that, because it's one of the best institutions, and you can learn a lot. There's a lot of freedom that you can experience there. I'm so happy that I'm addressing the same gathering from my own college. Okay, we'll just move on to the session. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you slide share the screen, please? Slideshow. Just click the slideshow, ma'am.
1 minute. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please proceed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. For the World Mental Health Day, the topic is mental health in an unequal world. So I think if you can be a lot more interactive, it will help us to, make it so interesting. So it is definitely an unequal world that we are all living in. And as medical health professionals, we are here to bridge the gap. So let's understand mental health issues and let's see how, as mental health professions, we can work together to bridge this gap. Uh, can we have a 5 minute of checklist on our own mental health, please? I'll just read it down. Have you eaten regular meals? Have you showered? Are you getting enough sleep? Have you spent time outside with fresh air? Have you connected with someone who you love? Have you exercised or stretched your body today? Have you been thinking kind thoughts about your own self? Have you been comparing your life with others? Right? So these are very, very small indicators to tell us how mentally healthy we are.